Now Ike is counting on a trip to Japan to strengthen his hand in Asia.
The goodwill aspects of a visit by a head of government can frequently bring about favorable results far transcending those of normal diplomatic conferences.
But at Tokyo Airport, his advance men run into trouble. A mob of demonstrators demand that Ike stay home. The president's men have to be rescued by a helicopter. What if this happened to the President of the United States? Japan backs down. The government withdraws its invitation. But at the Colosseum in Rome, where lions once ate Christians, American athletes gain prestige for their country. At the Summer Olympic Games, America wins the competition for gold medal. Albert Camus, Nobel Prize winner, the existential man, dies in a car crash in France. He fought against the Nazis. He fought against oppression in Algeria. He was a man who lived with death. Perhaps that's why he wrote so passionately about capital punishment, what he called the devastating, degrading fear that the condemned man knows. For months, for years, a punishment more terrible than death. These are the hands of Karl Chessman. He was condemned to die for kidnapping in 1948. For 11 years, 344 days, 6 hours, Chessman lives in death row in San Quentin, a few steps from this chamber. Then the state of California straps him in a chair and turns on the gas.
Coming up.
I see freedom in the air.
The lynching tree, which had claimed hundreds of Negro lives in this century, by 1960 finds only occasional use. The Supreme Court has decreed the end of segregation, but no court can compel a change in the human heart.
There are a lot of phonies who will stand up and tell you that, oh, well, all are equal in the eyes of God. How silly can you get? Christ himself was the greatest teacher of segregation. You never yet found a blackbird in a bluebird's nest, unless he was there to steal the eggs. And it applies to any animal that lives. You mix with your own kind.
The Knights of the Ku Klux Klan dispense their poison, and educated blacks begin to question their future in America.
If we're going to continue as a racist society where Negroes are to be subservient and discriminated against, if I determine that this is the way the society is going, I'm leaving. I will not bring up my son in this sort of environment. I don't feel he deserves that. It's not going to get better here. And I think we have just a few more years to determine whether or not it's in the national interest to live up to the American dream that all people are born equal and all people have equal opportunities, and this is a democratic society, then I think I best leave.
But if black Americans leave America, where are they to go? In the 60s, they began to talk about going back to Africa, from whence their ancestors came as slaves. Much of the Dark Continent still lies in the shadow of superstition. Few Negroes would feel comfortable here. But the winds of change whistle across the African landscape. The old imperial flags are torn away, like washing on a line with a storm breaking. After it passes, 17 new nations are left behind. One is Nigeria, a federation not yet torn apart by the secession of Biafra. The retreating colonialists leave gifts behind them, as should any departing guest who has overstayed his welcome. Happiest to see them go is Patrice Lumumba, in full formal fig, first Prime Minister of the Congo. He wants a socialist state, expropriation of the giant Belgian mining companies. But his government can't govern. Independent celebrations give way to chaos and riots. The army takes over. Lumumba, under house arrest, tries to escape. He doesn't make it. With United Nations troops standing by, the deposed Prime Minister is beaten. He is not seen alive again. Alive and well in the eastern Congo is Moise Tshombe, who with the support of the mining companies led his province of Katanga out of the Congo. Tshombe inspects his motley band of mercenaries. Fine body of men you have there, Colonel. The flag of Katanga flutters for only a few months, long enough to demonstrate that for the new African states, the end of colonialism does not automatically bring the end of trouble. All they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Hendrik Vervoort, South Africa's Prime Minister, is shot in the head in Johannesburg. He survives. This time. Vervoort enforces a policy called apartheid. It ensures that the black man shall work as indentured labor for the white man. In the town of Sharpeville on March 21st, 1960, a crowd of blacks has gathered at the police station to protest apartheid. They are peaceful. They carry no weapons. There are children playing in the crowd. Suddenly the police open fire. The crowd flees in panic. 40 seconds, 700 bullets. Nearly 300 black men and women and children shot, most of them in the back. 67 lie dead. The most frightful of all spectacles, the strength of civilization without its mercy.
Coming up, Princess Margaret marries.